Ethan had been looking forward to this weekend for months. He'd cut his business trip short, eager to escape the city's hustle and retreat to the lakeside cabin he'd inherited from his grandmother, Margaret. That place was more than just wood and stone. It was a vault of memories, lazy summers fishing with her, her stories by the fire, the way she'd taught him to spot constellations over the water. After her passing last year, the cabin had become his sanctuary, a spot to grieve and dream. He planned to propose to his girlfriend, Sophia, right there on the dock at sunset. But as he pulled up the winding dirt road, his heart sank. Music blared, smoke rose from a massive grill, and dozens of strangers milled about, laughing and clinking beers. What the hell? He stormed in, demanding answers. This is my property. Who are you people? The crowd parted, revealing a sharp-dressed woman in her 40s, clipboard in hand, directing the chaos like a conductor. I'm Olivia Hargrove, she said with a saccharine smile, president of the Clearwater Lake Homeowners Association. And you, sir, are trespassing. Ethan laughed in disbelief. HOA? There was no HOA here. This was private land, passed down through generations. But Olivia insisted he'd ignored unpaid dues notices, claiming the association had taken over for community enhancement. When he refused to leave, she dialed the police, spinning a tale of an intruder disrupting a paid event. The cops arrived, checked her forged papers, and escorted Ethan off his own land. Humiliated, he spent the night in a dingy motel, seething. The next morning, a tip from a sympathetic local urged him to check county records. Sure enough, a bogus lien had been filed right after Margaret's death, citing fabricated HOA violations. Digging deeper, Ethan uncovered Olivia's shady past, a disbarred lawyer with a rap sheet of fraud schemes, from fake charities to pyramid scams. She'd invented this HOA out of thin air, recruiting volunteers, really her paid crony host lavish events on stolen properties, pocketing thousands while victims scrambled. Sophia drove up that afternoon, her eyes widening at the fake documents. Look at this watermark, it's photoshopped garbage, she said, fueling Ethan's fire. Neighbor Rebecca, who'd lost her boathouse to a similar ploy, shared horror stories of Olivia's intimidation tactics. They reached out to other victims, like David, whose family farm had been repossessed for a corporate retreat. Together, they collected damning evidence. Promotional flyers, security footage of Olivia's crew breaking in, even hidden cameras Ethan installed remotely. But Olivia wasn't done. Threatening letters arrived, warning of lawsuits and accidents. She dropped a set of keys in her haste during one visit, keys to half a dozen other homes. Online, ads popped up hawking exclusive lakefront venues that were clearly pilfered properties. Worse, fake social media accounts smeared Ethan as a deadbeat heir, stirring online mobs to debate his entitlement versus her community building. Was she a crook or a savvy entrepreneur exposing neglected lands? The controversy raged, with some defending her as a modern Robin Hood, others decrying vigilantism against lazy owners. Ethan felt the emotional gut punch hardest when he sneaked back and saw Margaret's heirlooms trashed, her antique quilts used as picnic blankets, her photo album scattered. Rage built into resolve. They plotted revenge, a coalition of the wronged ready to strike. The climax hit that weekend. Olivia had double-booked the cabin for profit, the Thompson family reunion and the Patterson retirement bash, overlapping by hours. As cars jammed the driveway, confusion erupted. "We paid for exclusivity," shouted Mr. Thompson, while the Pattersons demanded their space. Arguments escalated. A kid knocked over the grill, spilling sauce everywhere. Ethan and his allies burst in, deeds and affidavits in hand. "This is fraud," he yelled, projecting screenshots of Olivia's criminal history on a portable screen. Witnesses stepped forward, Rebecca recounting her eviction, David his financial ruin. The families, realizing they'd been duped, turned furious. "You stole our money for a lie?" one matriarch screamed. Olivia's volunteers fled as the crowd closed in. In the melee, she slipped in the greasy sauce, crashing down in a humiliated heap, ranting about her rights before the police, real ones this time, hauled her away in cuffs. The arrest went viral, sparking heated debates. Was this justice or mob rule? Did victims deserve to take the law into their own hands? In court, the truth unraveled. Olivia faced charges of fraud, forgery, and trespass. Victim statements poured in, painting her as a predator who exploited grief for gain. Sentenced to 18 months behind bars, plus restitution and a lifetime ban from event planning, she glared at Ethan from the dock, muttering threats. But the community healed. The duped families merged their events into a genuine lakeside feast, bonds forming over shared outrage. They established an annual Clearwater Lake Community Day, a real gathering free of scams. Amid the laughter, Ethan dropped to one knee and proposed to Sophia. She said yes, tears mixing with cheers. Yet shadows lingered. Mysterious texts warned of unfinished business. Blurry sightings near the lake fueled paranoia, and odd brochures appeared, hinting at copycat schemes. Most turned out harmless: a prankster kid, a lost tourist, but the unease sparked arguments. Should they forgive or fortify? Olivia's release brought partial reform. She claimed therapy changed her, starting a legit cleaning service, but skeptics called it another con. The lake thrived. Rebecca rented docks to tourists. Ethan launched ProPatch, an app exposing property scams, and Sophia's photography captured the rebirth. Ethan emerged a leader, marrying Sophia in a simple ceremony by the water. Their first child, a girl named Lily after Margaret's favorite flower, arrived soon after. He even penned a book on the ordeal, igniting national discussions on trust, ownership, and revenge. In the end, Ethan reflected on the fragile line between community and exploitation. Scams like Olivia's preyed on isolation, but authentic bonds proved unbreakable. A faint hint of surveillancia drone buzz, a stranger's stare, kept him vigilant, but he chose living well as the ultimate payback. Debates be damned.